Okay, we are live. So, hi everyone. Thanks for joining back here on Zoom call as well as on YouTube. Hold your seats tight. We are gonna do a roller coaster ride of AI art, and it's gonna be so much fun. And I can't wait to share some incredible algorithms and look forward to your explorations. So, Daniel explained it really well how clip and VQGAN works. So, this is a repo about clip, and I just want to show how the model is constructed. So as we saw in the presentation, there's an image encoder, there's a text encoder. We find cosine similarity. The goal is to have the image as close as to the text in the same joint embedding space. So one thing I wanted to share is how they construct the model of clip, and you will see the same in the script as well. So they have this bottleneck class, which defines the convolutional layer and batch normalization and ReLU with the stride. Then this forward layer, the attention layer, which Daniel was referring, how the text is weighted. So they are defining it over here, and this is forward. And for attention, like they have, there's also some things which I would recommend you guys to look into later is what is dropout, uh, because dropout helps in um, reducing the biasness or uh, of the machine learning model. Look, also check out um, curse of dimensionality, which is something to look into once you go deeper into AI. This is modify ResNet. Same. We are adopting this ResNet model for the image encoder part and residual attention block. So it's for the text. The definition of transformer, visual transformer is over here. So the point I'm showing this is it's not like a very complex architecture, like architecture in the sense in ML terms is like the definition of machine learning, deep learning model. It's this straightforward as you see here, the composition of the model. And let's say if you want to make like really simple convolutional neural network, you just need like this few lines of code to make it and do your own training. And this reminds me, Ricardo shared this link called Teachable Machine, which is pretty straightforward way if you want to make your own classifier and without any like getting into the coding. Uh, I won't be able to use my camera because it's already being used in Zoom. But yeah, you start it, do like give feed into images, do training on the web interface, and then you can download those models for your own work or integrate it any in the website. So you can use those. Cool. So transformer, visual transformer, and this is how the whole uh, all the functions which we defined earlier is being uh, built. So there are like image resolution, embedding dimensions. These are for the image part. This is for the text part for transformer and context length. So we have this vision heads. Cool. Uh, we will see in the collab script how once you have the input text, we need to encode that text. And this we for that is for transformer, we need like positional embedding, operate a transformer action on it, and then you you return the encoded text. And why we need encoded text is the output of this function, text encoder. And similarly, we have like image encoding. And this is the area where it's building the model, vision layers, embedding the text, transformer. Yeah. So model clip is all these parameters. Transformer width, heads, layers, vision layers width. And that's, there you go. For 32 lines, you have built up a clip model. There are also like other functions which are related, but there's this simple tokenizer. In the, like, if you look more deeper into the language models, whatever input text you give, first you do like tokenization, and then other properties of identifying whether it's a noun or a verb, whether like for developing the attention mechanism, which word has higher weight in the whole sentence. So tokenization is the term which you should know if you're working with language models. Then because if you go deeper into like software development, like everything in on internet is like bytes. If I want to send you an image, I can't just say, okay, send a variable like image to you. I need to take an image, encode it into bytes, then have an application in your phone or a computer which downloads the image and decodes it into the image matrix. So everything is being transferred is in the form of bytes. And like here, the tokenizer, they're doing like bytes for UTF-8 and those conversion, which is not important uh, for you to know. But the intent here is what are the various terms which we saw from Daniel's presentation about transformer, vision, transformer, uh, and like how those functions are defined and the embedding for those. Cool. Similarly, if you go to Taming Transformer, and these are pretty good in generating high detailed images. And then I'll explain this part. They have few collab notebooks as well if you want to experiment here. But one main takeaway I wanted, the reason I am sharing this is we are using one particular, so- sorry, we are using one particular model for our experiment, but you can change it to any other model on this repo where you go here, download the configuration file and the trained model, the checkpoint, and use it in your script. So for advanced experimentation, this is one way you can go. One thing which we didn't specify, so there are like uh, we on day one we talked about using pre libraries of Pythons. So we installed like OpenCV, TensorFlow, and something. So TensorFlow is a machine learning library developed by Google. You'll equally hear about PyTorch, which is developed by Facebook, and Amazon has its own library. But initially, TensorFlow was quite popular, and nowadays, like for 3D geometric learnings, PyTorch libraries being used heavily. So in case you hear a lot of libraries that's both do the same function. Cool. So that's anything I wanted to share about in Taming Transformer. Oh yeah, Akshay, you were mentioning about the segmentation task. I'm sharing the script on the chat, which does that. Oops. Cool. All right. There was one example in Enclave which I wanted to talk briefly. Okay, as we saw here, clip basically gives like a matching function. Like given an image and given a set of text, which text matches it. So um, zero shot classification that without seeing those classes is able to predict that. So this example shows um, how we are. These are various models you can experiment with. We will be selecting one model out of this, and before feeding that image into the network, you got to do some pre-processing. We are downloading like a what is a corpus for tokenization, and this is the tokenization operation encoding that. Then
And like the mayor, I was gonna
mm,
say, and the corpus for tokenization is like something that I guess somebody else has already trained. It's kind of like in like a pre-trained model for text, and you're sending your text in, and it's gonna have like it's gonna create like some embedding for your text. And it's pretty useful because it already has calculated all the weights necessary.
yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, it's already trained. And also one thing, if you are keeping track of terms I'm mentioning, look up word to vec later. So yeah, this is encoding. And then these are like text descriptions which they have. Okay, take 10 text. Then they're uh, taking 10 images. And as we saw, once we take text images, feed into the encoders, we'll get features. So we will see how we're generating, building the features. So this this tokenizer encoding our given text will give us text tokens, and encode.text will give text features, and encode.image will give image features. And once we have that, we can calculate cosine similarity. So we have this two part and this basic matrix multiplication. So here we see, and it gives like all the 10 images you have here and matches which image has the highest cosine similarity. So it says cat has the most 0.31. So it's listing it here. And as you can see, and also zero shot classification where you just give an image and give all the labels like for all the they're using CFAR 100, like they're just taking 100 classes like orange dog, like any 100 classes, and giving an image. They are saying, okay, out of this 100 class, which the image matches to which class the most, and that is zero shot because in training we haven't trained, okay, image and this class, do a training. And you can see it's generating like out of all the 100 classes, these are like the top 5 classes it's predicting. And that's zero shot classification. So this is what clip is good at, comparing text image, what matches the most. So to conclude on this discussion, uh, if like all the latent space is very high dimension and I'm projecting on a 2D plane here, let's say you have all the dogs images from the convolutional, you pass through an image encoder, and it's on a 2D plane. It's all the dog images are located here in that cluster. All the cat images are in this cluster and other like bus. And you have this another 2D projection of text encoder. So if you have a text, you have an encoder, and Just to imagine what to bag if there are dog, it's not gonna be a cluster. So if you have a dog is over here, let's say cat over here, something. So when we say, okay, it's dog, cat, and let's say it's orange, and there is no image like we have seen, it's gonna take that similarity which we are mapping and training, and in this uh, embedding space, there would be like this is encoder. So once I have this vector, there will be like a decoder which takes that vector and generates a 2D image. And that's what we are doing. Okay, so maybe now we can jump into, I think VQGAN is, yeah, I will share this code in the chat. Let me check if on YouTube anyone wants. I'll also share it over here. Cool. Okay. Uh, Same exercise. Save a copy in Drive. Runtime. Change runtime type to GPU. You can also do TPU, but save. Gonna reconnect. Cool. So before you start playing, you might be on the top of the script. Code credits, hot grids. I think this has been the best script I have experimented with Clip and VQN. So a big thank to hot grids. It's a it's his Twitter handles. I don't know the original name, but so if you can scroll down and I'll tell you, scroll down to a point where you say see folks change prompt here. It's gonna be a bit down. I'll wait and change the prompt here. You can have multiple artists, architects, or media artists, digital artists, lighting artists, anything. Once you change your prompt, please like I think uh, if you do this, click runtime all, and I'll first explain through all the snippet, and then we'll go detail. But um, I hope everyone found this where I wrote in bold, folks change prompt here, so that should be easy. And the goal here is once you have a successful run, upload the video on this slide so we know everyone's script is working. Cool. I hope everyone just changed the prompt and clicked runtime all. Those are the only two steps we did up till now. It's gonna take a time to run everything, so that's why the trick, like the strategy was to change that and start all the snippets running so we can go through it on our own pace. If you are facing any trouble, comment it on the chat and Daniel or I can help you out. Cool. So what does the first script does? It's basically checking the GPU. If you're lucky, you get a good config GPU, and that basically like helps in doing faster computation. Next step is we are downloading the Taming Transformer models. So it's over here, and you see the folder is already being downloaded. As we saw on Taming Transformer's website, there are a lot of models like this ones. What we are doing is taking F16 16384. So what does F16 means is we are for an image we are doing 16 patches, and 16384 means this code book there are 16834 entries in that book, so it's that much long. There's also another code book of 1024 where this code book will be 1000 and 1024 entries. That's the main difference between those two. Oops, it's giving me, let me check. I got some, where is the error? Okay, run this. Hmm.
Mayur, let me make a question.
Yeah,
What is the difference from like the prep prompt and the main prompt?
yeah, good question. So uh, the original script had like a lot of different things like main prompt, pre-prompt, suffix, prefix, as you have in a like a sentence. So in while uh, while doing the text encoding, we have this space where all the text uh, are being embedded. If you have like, for example, a king with a sword or something, so the whole prompt will be embedded in that space. If you have a prefix, let's say, like you can do any prefix, like say Zaha Hadid or any other architecture style, it will have its own embedding in that space. And depending on the way you combine all the pre-prompts or main prompt, I can say make a vector of take, let's say points 70% of this and 30% of this, and make a final combined text embedding. So it's a way where you can give different weights to different like aspect of the prompt.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, cool. Wait, why am I getting error? Is anyone else collab is also giving error? The challenge is I don't know where it got stuck. Maybe just let me make a copy and do it from beginning. Okay, where were we? So we saw we are using this particular train model. So make directory is making a new folder. This goes to this link. So if you select this link on your browser, it will basically download the model on your space. So that's how we are downloading those models. If you want to do change it to WikiArt, you can do it over here. Cool. Once we do that, we are downloading the library. Here we are importing VQ model. This is loading the configuration file. We saw the config path earlier, and loading the VQGAN model from those model parameters. This is loading the train checkpoint model over here. pre-processing it, and basically, yeah, some operations. So for VQGAN, you see this part is about encoding, this part is about decoding, and overall exercise you can also see is like reconstruction of original image to using this, and it is the same way how autoencoder or even in GAN model works, where we are trying to produce the same image and train it. Cool. So this is the reconstruction part, which has decoding here. This is where we are loading this model and 1638 834 is like those codebook vectors. If you are imagining why, like how is this progress bar, it's using a library called TQDM. I'm not sure whether it's yeah, it shows the progress bar of your download. Cool. So we loaded the uh, VQGAN model, no clip as of now until this part of the collab. Cool. What we are doing here again, like pre-processing, encoding. Yeah, that's not important. From here, we are installing clip. So pip install this. We are cloning the clip repo over here. And remember the whole exercise we did of going through each component of the clip model. They are doing the same. Okay, I'm getting error in this part. Where is it? Oh, modifier. Okay, it's indent error. Dang.
You have to do the if statement too.
Dude, then
You
I need
might,
to do everything.
I'm getting the same error there.
Yeah, it's not a big error, it's indent error.
Mayor, you can like highlight, or you're gonna do, I was gonna say you can highlight everything and just run shift tab.
Yeah, I did that, it's just doing one.
Okay.
Okay. Let me figure out a smart way to do this. If we copy paste this whole part.
Or just like highlight the whole thing and then do shift tab.
Okay, this worked. Let me check.
Oh.
Nah. You say highlighting the whole, but
Yeah,
this
highlight
is
that
already.
whole part. Yeah, it like works. So if you go scroll down to there,
Not
to
the
that
whole thing, because the fourth thing
the
that you have is like correct. So the if statements that you have and the from modify until the last if statement,
yeah.
because your last part of 4 is correct in the indent, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So only.
From modify, no, take everything.
Okay, I see. What do you mean?
Yeah, modify, go, and
Right
go
there.
up to there. Yeah.
And then hit shift tab.
Dang.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I think
Oh,
yeah, you can try that. I think the last paragraph might also need to shift.
no, I think it's the I error. So I see what. So I need to click, turn this. Okay, I know the reason now. I wanted to separate this, but it has dependency. Oops. Wait. I modify every. Why it's showing this? We are so for it's raining I in steps and training I. None type is not subscribed. Okay. Yeah. Just give me a second. Image test. Output. Hey, why is this throwing error? Not subscriptive. We have the output folder over here.
I think it means like there's no didn't return an image, so you can't index it out.
So this is empty.
That's what it's saying, but
So image test 0 where it's producing. Okay. So it's using this. Hmm. Great. Okay, we are not training this image output to build image. Convert attention to build image. So it's not, where is T? Mm. Oh, no, it's case sensitive. Come on. Okay. So it's referring to here. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's not generating the noise itself. Let me see if this works. Hmm. Hmm. Denormalize. So this should be not. Okay. You're encoding image. Prompt. Multi-prompt. Okay, let me give a last retry. This is just basically performing tensile image test 0. So it's this a raw. Okay, even this is empty. So this is empty. So raw squeeze is giving me error. Okay, this is the source. So decode with VQGAN is not working. Image root. So there's a tensor over here. When this is giving me tensor. Okay. And there's an error over here. Format image. Let me go to format. We are defining over here. Okay. Dot 10x. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, let me try restarting. If it doesn't work, we'll go back to the original script. Looked like it was giving. Decoding. Where is it? It takes a while. Oh, dang, why did I run this? Okay. Okay, if that's not working, we can use this one. The link, copy link. Dude. Wait, Akshay, you're getting an error at different place?
No, it's
Yeah, I
just
was,
I'm getting same error.
Okay, cool. Try this one. Which one is running? Okay. I will terminate this. Yeah, I have Collab Pro, that's why I can run multiple session. You might be able to run one, but Daniel, can you check whether this one is working?
Yeah.
Whew. It's weird because I did the test before the session and it was working, and I just broke, like segmented the blocks. Whew. Hmm.
Okay, I'm running.
Oh, dang.
now.
Even this one is giving error. Okay, this is another. I think they have updated the package. So this is a small one. So for the new script I shared, you need to add this command pip install inops. I'll share the script in case. Let's see. Okay. Okay, this is working. All right, so I'll just share this one again. This is the final script which is working. Use this. I'm still not understanding why I just got this one out. And when I hmm,
Maybe when you split the cells, something happened there.
yeah, let me know guys if the new script which I shared right now, you can just do run all first if it's working. Yeah, comment it or it's pretty fast. Okay. Should I continue the explanation or wait for everyone to get the first round? Yeah, if you guys have like first image generated in this part, just comment so we know it's working. Okay, yeah. Yeah, take your time. No
So
problem.
far, so good. Over here, so
Awesome.
far, so good. So I think that
This is working.
for me,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
it does.
All right. Yeah, let's get everything set up first and then I can explain. No hurries. This one I'm panning left. It's, it's giving a depth, Daniel, if you see.
Oh yeah. Nice. This is panning or this is the camera rotation?
No, this is like panning from uh, right to left. Yeah, I'll show like how you can play with these parameters. But yeah, the goal first is everyone generate one sequence first. Oh, yeah, I should have deleted this. So if you all have on, yeah, so you might be, it might take 1 more minute for you guys to generate this. At the end, all the images are saved in the output folder, and it also generates a video, and you can work with the video. Uh, let's see. Yay! It's cool. Daniel, are you able to generate?
Yeah, it's running right now.
Okay,
Stepping.
it's working for Jennifer. That's cool. So yeah, so the last 4 lines, like mounting collab, just deleted. I was doing some other experiment, so I added those lines. You don't need. Okay, it's working for Ricardo as well. So for those who already are generating images, you can in this.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time, depending on, I guess, your internet connection. And if you have, I think you have Google Pro, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but
Colab Pro. Yeah.
uh, if is it taking time to install or generate first these images?
It is
Generate.
taking time to generate.
You might not have GPU access then.
But then I do have GPU access, but from the beginning so far, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11 frames, and still running. So how many frames do you have?
For this script, it would be like
Yeah,
1200 iterations, 12 images. Oh, every 50 images it's generating. So
yeah. How many images have you produced?
50, like around 60.
Yeah, okay, so it's coming to an end because so far it's like to 12 or something.
Mhm.
60 or 16?
Oh, it's gonna generate, sorry, 24.
Yeah, okay, so we do have some time.
Yeah. Oh, Fabio is having output. Awesome. I'll show, like, after everyone generates, how you can change the iterations, the number of times you can generate input. Right now it's doing panning. You can do zoom in, zoom out, rotation, a lot of cool stuff. So I was not kidding when I was saying it's cool stuff.
I have a question. I guess I missed the part that you installed the video. Can you show me again?
Video,
Yeah,
once this part is complete of generating all the images,
yeah.
it will run this part of the code where it's taking all the images and doing like 15 frame per seconds and generating video. So it will do after all the images are generated.
Okay, then thank you.
Yeah.
Mayur, I guess you can explain like how to tweak the prompts, like the what should we use, because we got like lots of lines of prompts there.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if we can use just one, or like if it's gonna have a stronger weights,
Mhm.
like
Yeah. So what I did is like for the simplicity, I have commented this part where it's taking suffix 1 and 2. So uh, for our exercise, we'll just focus on pre-prompt and prompt main. So this first line and second line. So the way I was experimenting was you give different artists over here and you give the building intent, the topology, space, all the description over in the main prompt. So don't worry about the rest of the prompts right now, but just focus on this too, because yeah, afterwards you can uncomment this and like, we can talk, but this too itself is gonna open up billions of possibilities. So you can change the artist or anyone you like over here and prompt. So if I'm doing this Zahadid and parametric museum design. So I just changed these two prompts, and a small trick is you can, when you are on this cell, you can click runtime and run after. So it will automatically run all the cells after this cell. So you don't need to click every time.
Uh, I have a question
Mhm.
again. You said because of the GPU arrangements, our rendering is kind of slow. Can we change the GPU during the code is working?
Yeah. So no, if you change GPU, you need to restart everything. So
Okay.
yeah, in the next one, and sometimes like I think at the start you do this selection, but if you have used Colab for a lot of time during the day, Google automatically allocates you to a server which has not GPU or something. But you can share your screen so I can maybe identify which part is taking more time.
Okay, I'm in this part right now, and it's long for almost
Okay.
8 minutes. But when I arrange this, it's it was set to GPU, I guess, but I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you're pretty close. It's on 800. It will get finished at 1200.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's maybe 1 more minute.
Yes. And I'm really excited about the results because
Uh,
they seem really interesting.
it is very architectural, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it will also generate a video which will look also cool. So looks like uh is anyone else like uh facing any like error or has not generated like a single image in the training? Okay. Yeah. I'll just wait for 1 more minute and then I'll start explaining what are the parameters you can. Okay. Yeah. For some people it's slow. So what you guys can do for your next run. Oh wait, where is my? Okay, this is Zahadid. Okay, for your next run. So the number of iterations Right now it's 1200, and the area where you have, okay, in this script I have written change prompt here, and in that, yeah, line, yeah, it should be 60 and 62 where you can change the prompt. And if you want like a faster, like less iterations, you can change from 1200 to, let's say, 600 or something, so it will finish the task well, but also it will generate a shorter video. So if my video is 30 seconds, if you do 600, it will be like 15 seconds. Or also you can play with the duration of the video with the frames. So right now what we are doing is it's generating like 10 120 images in the output folder. If you want to see all of your generation, it's saving here. If you just want image. So what this command is doing is take all the images, take 15 images and make 1 second video, and it's combining that stuff. Cool. This is Zaha style. Cool. Let's see. Oh,
Sorry, do you have the video of this? I really wonder because it seems quite good.
yeah. So let's see how the video is looking. Wait, this is not the one. Okay. Looks like this command. Okay, it's still running.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So it's asking me to override. So once you download the video, either rename it over here, or yeah, it's gonna ask you to override. Let's see. Zaha style. Okay. Yeah, this is the video. Cool. Yeah. So either after every prompt you rename it or you just delete it, because it's gonna ask you to override. So yeah, it's a good suggestion. So do you mean like, should we upload image and video in this doc? Ricardo?
Maybe just the images now while we're still doing it, because the videos are going to take long to finish.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So let's do, yeah, you can do images now, and whenever you get video, you can upload it. Good suggestion.
Mayur, do you want to show like how to change the augmentations, like the panning, and like how you can change those settings?
And before that, can you please share the fan page? The doc? The link for the doc.
Sure. So
maybe you did before, but it's missed some. Oh yeah, it's here. I found it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I think so. Let me just try it and I'll let you know. It's a little bit up in the chat, so.
I will share it.
Yeah, I got it.
Awesome. So, okay, if everyone can just upload one of their image, I can see. Wait, can just anyone comment if they haven't generated a image or a video? If not, I'll start showing other things you can do. So everyone's script is working. Cool. Now, uh, just I'll focus on other things you can do. So just where the images are generating. Okay, Jennifer Yellow. Yeah. Now everyone just focus on this part for a few minutes and then later you can continue with your explorations. Okay. So in this last script component, there is line 54 where it says image test raw transform functional affine shows quiz and this. Okay. So what this is doing is this is responsible for transformation. So every 10 image, right now what I'm saying is take the current image, move and like squeeze it and have that direction. So it's that transformation. So right now I gave a factor of 2. If I don't want panning, I think first I should discuss what this command is. Um, it's a torch vision command where transform.functional.affine. So first is the input image, second is the angle component, third is translate, where currently we have X and Y and we are doing X direction translation. So it's +2, so it's going this way. If you do -2, it will go this way. If you do like it's currently 2, 0, so just do it in X. If you do 0, 2, it will just do it in Y. And if you do 2, 2, it will do like a 45-degree movement. Don't play with shear yet, I think for this time, but uh, later you can explore with the shear component. If you have seen my presentation at Digital Futures, you like there was one shear part where everything was morphing and going that like. So at that time I was playing with this parameter. And this one is scale. So this is responsible for zoom in, zoom out. So for your next thing, if I do 0, 0, this will do nothing. It will just do reproduce each image with the same view. But if I do for so nothing on the first component, this is for rotation, X moment, Y moment, zoom. Let's play with zoom. So I'm just doing do 1.05. So I hope everyone is on this page and just I can change the prompt and do everything from starting. But if I want to compare, okay, I made a video for current prompt with panning. Now I want to make a same video with zoom. So without changing prompt, I'll just do run after. And here I'm expecting a zoom in video. Am I clear on how each of the parameter works?
Yeah.
Awesome. And next time, this is zoom in, we can type 0.9 to do zoom out. So yeah, let me pull up if I have the video. Hmm, uh, Okay, so you see here, this one is doing zoom and I had like a different function. This one is doing rotation where I had like on the first parameter of particular value. This one is doing zoom out and rotation both. So it's not necessary that you change only one parameter. I can do zoom in as well as panning if I do both. So what else? So this is zoom out with rotation. And okay, the way it's going up and back and forth is right now we are playing with constants, like at constant rate is going zoom, zoom, zoom. But if you want like go a bit zoom, go a bit zoom out, you can play with like sine functions, and I can have like just for it will not change anything now, like 1 plus sine I. So now the value of sine changes with I, and I goes from 1 to 1200. So it gives some positive value, some negative value. So you can play with exponential uh, sine, cosine function, anything to make it like more dynamic animations. Cool. Let's see. And also the magnitude affects a lot. If I had like 1 point, like 1.5, sometimes the resolution gets affected. So at that time, you need more images to perform that. So you can also play with, instead of modifying every 10 images, I can modify it every 5 or 15. So even this parameter you can play with. If you think the video is too fast, what you can do is you can decrease the frame. So either you can do like 5 frames per second or 10. If you want to increase the speed of the video, you can do here like 45 or 60. So this parameter affects the number of frames per second. So let's do first zoom, then we'll do one rotate, and you guys can even upload some of your videos over here or like images. But I see, okay, Ricardo. Yeah, it's good that if you can also share the prompt. Okay, Fabius. Oh, Fabio, how is your
Nice.
generation?
Yes, I mean, this is incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Sila got when Tanya is getting, yeah, like you can even go like as crazy. And I'm telling you that after a point, like initially I was just experimenting with the main prompt, but keeping the same main prompt, even if you change artist, it sometimes gives like some interesting results. Okay, dang. So let's see this one. It's zoom. So here you can see the zoom effect. You're going entering into the space. So that was one thing which I and Daniel were solving, that when we were panning or zooming, can we like do 3D reconstruction from that panning and generate like a 3D point cloud or a mesh model. So you don't even need to make like 3D model. You have a good architectural section experience and you translate it directly to the 3D model. It's you can also see the people in this. It's pretty cool.
It's funny if you try to reconstruct the 3D, you get the people inside as well. You get the scale.
Yeah, and that's that's a good point. Yeah, so it's if you just have like a good, like I have done, like, okay, I can just share the tutorial. So there's a software called Mushroom. You can either use that, or where did I share 3D reconstruction? Dang. This is from Point Cloud. Okay, it was open source. Okay, so in this video, okay, I'm telling something. So I had this photo of a church from all different angles. Even you can take a video, and based on that video using visual SFM software, it basically it's doing photogrammetry and can do 3D reconstruction. But there is another software called Mushroom, which does the same part. So we tried doing this same, because in this model you have like all the images also saved. But the challenge is the pixel level intensity changes with each generation. So while stitching all the frames, the model is giving failure for photogrammetry. So we gotta find another way to hack that. Cool. So is everyone able to generate? Cool. Let me do some. Okay. So if you change to 0.99 or something over here, it will give a zoom out. Okay, let's also do some rotation. Um, mm, 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 mm. Point zero. Okay.
Can you repeat the arguments? Like what's the order? It's rotate, share, zoom.
Yeah, I'm sharing this link in the chat. So
Mhm.
it's angle translation in zoom. Or if I can, wait, what happened? Okay, okay. Met dot sign. Okay, so what I'll do, okay, I'll also share it on the Google slide. Where is it? Okay, yeah. Oh man, it's so difficult to type. Rotate X, Y, scale. Zoom. Okay, so I'm sharing this in the slide for reference. I hope you can understand. Cool. Any cool stuff, you guys? Oh, Daniel, this looks cool.
Yeah, that one came up pretty cool.
Look at this. So I started zooming out. Oh man, look, it's gonna fail terribly. Oh, what I should have done is point one. Okay, yeah, and if for folks who are, for whom it's taking long time to generate, so what you can do is near your prompt area, you can change the number of steps. So right now it's generating one image for every 10 steps. So you have 120 images, and it's doing the morphing and it's printing for every 25. So if you do it over here 60, it's gonna run, it's gonna terminate faster, like 600 or whatever you want.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
I cannot run anything right now. They're just um, they're just doing nothing.
Yeah, can you share your screen?
Yeah. All the things are just make this moment.
What's written over here?
It says busy.
Disconnected, right?
No, it says busy, but
Oh yeah, so you got what you need to do is click on terminate the session and restart it.
okay.
Okay.
I restarted it.
Yeah.
I just arrange some things like this and do a thing about in here.
Okay, this will throw an error. So here, write math before it.
Okay.
Yeah, this will do like more dynamic. And also maybe remove this. Yeah. So basically,
should I delete this or just make it like this?
no, you can delete that. So basically, you are adding like a sine function for zooming. So it goes back and forth.
Okay.
But I would suggest like add like 0.1 over it. So the reason like multiply by 0.1. 0.1 into math sign. Okay, yeah, sorry. So star sign. Okay. Multiplication. Okay, yeah, sorry. Cool. So the reason we are doing this is we saw that for zoom value 1.05, it was doing at a decent scale, and for zoom value of 0.9, it was zooming out. Because if you have very less zoom value, it's gonna like give just a blank image. So by like sine goes from -1 to 1. So by adding 0.1, it's going from minus 0.1 to 0.1. So in the lowest point here would be 0.9. So yeah, that's the logic.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, then I restarted.
Is it connected now or it's still saying busy?
It's still saying busy.
Yeah. So in the runtime, terminate this session, like manage sessions.
Sorry.
There should be something.
This one after this or
Second from the last. It's a second from the last. From the end.
It is not doing anything.
No, if you go to runtime, if you go to your runtime, it's the second from the bottom. Go to the end of the menu. Go to runtime. Open it. Go to the end. That one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, terminate it. And then maybe try refreshing it and then reconnect. Yeah.
Okay, reconnected.
Google thinks that you have been using a lot, so it's kicking you out.
Yeah, it is better right now. And okay, everything is good. And I will start again. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. All right, so.
However, I think this kind of observation can trigger very interesting discussions happening around intuition and how do we think and envision things and what can happen or possibilities that emerging that we are not thinking about. Because I did the first run having as artists several architects like Zaha and Big, etc., and Elon Musk and Mars, city in Mars, like, and I get this kind of high-rise buildings on Mars that is like disgusting. And then I took all the architects out, and now I'm start getting this kind of Mars landscape with several blobs and also some kind of water running. Like you start thinking of how you start terraforming, how you do different kind of explorations, and if this will get green or so. And it's kind of interesting. It can trigger several discussions around about things that you have never thought about, or it's not in your understanding when you talk about the city, because it identifies like biophilia more like a city element than the building in Mars.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And that's why like in my presentation, I said like this time it's software 3.0 generation where like the prompts you give, like it has all the answer, but how you creatively query it will generate to like interesting solutions. So yeah, like removing various artists, changing the prompt can maybe give us some suggestion which is not intuitive.
So was everybody able to like run one and then we can like show it? And
Yeah, let's do like one. If you, I think everyone might have been able to generate one video, so we could.
Yeah, this is the second video.
Yeah. So I think right now you see that it's the video gets interesting and then it terminates. So if you want to generate like a longer sequence, change the iterations to like 3000 or 4000, so it will generate a longer cross section.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, for tomorrow, so it's like it would be good even if they ask us to present at the end, if you guys can generate like 15-second video. So 1200 frames gives us 15 into 14. I'm just calculating. Yeah, increase like either iterations to 2400 or 3600. Yeah, let's do iterations to 3600. First, explore many items, and once if you feel there are few explorations which you really liked, go more iterations in that. Don't do like high iterations for each thing, because after a point, if the initial iterations are not doing well, it's not gonna generate very interesting at the end. So yeah, Daniel, what do you think? Like, should we ask them to compile like 3 best videos and make a 15-second video?
Yeah, I think that should be fine. Like, pick your top 3 videos, and then just put into like the PPT, I guess, and we'll go over. Or you want to like have it separate?
Yeah, like we can maybe collect everything and combine at the end. But
Okay.
I'm thinking if it's on PPT, we might not be able to download it. So
Oh,
I'm
so
curious.
just load it onto a Google Drive, and then we'll compile it.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah. So tomorrow, like, we'll do a discussion and presentation and general like thoughts about the workshop and stuff. So it would be good if you can do like a 2-minute presentation of all the experiments you did from style transfer to this and the final video, and you can like also show the new experiments which you do from tonight to tomorrow. Yeah, i I'm thinking if we should invite more reviewers, but or we can keep it very low key. And yeah, 2-minute presentation should be good. So just compile all the work you have.
Do you want to run through some of them right now and just see what everybody thinks or like thoughts? Or if you have any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
If I want to make like a new, to run like a new video, I have like to reinstall everything, like, or restart the whole page?
No. So if like for the new video, what it will ask is when it's generating video over this command, either to overwrite the video, and you can press Y, like so it says okay, out.mp4 already exists. Do you want to override? And I typed Y. If you want to avoid this, you can just delete this for each time. And so yeah, so the sequence is you generate a video, either you rename it over here, just another name, and then you go back to this like change prompt here, and you change like either pre-prompt and hyper-prompt, and then do run after, and it will generate another video. So generate it, rename it, and if you want to do like rotation and something, you can change it over here. Cool.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Pooja has a question. I came up with something called Pixel CNN. Okay. Let me see if I can find the architecture. It did one experiment, Pixel RNN, Pixel CNN.
Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about before, like these autoregressive models that it was like the sliding window image, Mayor, that you were talking about,
Mhm.
and then the Taming Transformers paper. And this is like one, I guess, like one of the original types of these types of models that was developed.
Yeah, so like I think it looks like it started from RNN, then they had a drawback, then they came up with Pixel CNN, and the ones which we saw was pretty new.
And Transformer is kind of like the latest version of this, or in that sense, the autoregressive model, which is it reads like the pixels in a sequence, or like let's say the codes that we were using in a sequence.
Yeah. So I think the concept of autoregressive model is quite important, where like it, like if you have seen like AI story generator, where you just start with one word and it starts generating sentence, and from one sentence it will generate another sentence. So it's that kind of autoregressive. Yeah, like if you have high values of zoom, it's gonna go wild. So that's why like 1.05 or 02 is a good one.
I use it I use it 1.5.
Oh, 1.5 is too much. Yeah.
You guys can also try kind of like some of the captions that you got from clip, or like from like your original sort of like images, and see like if you get something similar to what it's describing, or does it change it, like if it's something completely different.
Yeah. So see, like after a point of zoom out, it gives very less useful information. It also depends on what you're trying to explore. So having that sine function of zoom in, zoom out sometimes makes quite interesting stuff. Cool. So Sila, did you figure out to work your collab script? Like, is it still busy or?
Yeah, I figured it out and I try a new thing right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I think this is a time for you guys to be more experimental in prompt and do crazy zoom out panning. And this was the climax for the workshop.
Mayor, does this one have where you compare an image
It
with
was a
the text
different
prompt?
script. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I was thinking whether we should like show that one because it has like a start image and a text prompt. But the thing with that, it took a bit longer time to generate images. But this one is like pretty fast and pretty good, also with a lot of flexibility of animation.
Okay.
And I think like if you guys start experimenting with different prompt, different animation itself, like you can spend whole night doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So at the risk of introducing more, should we do?
I can. The other thing was like, should I introduce the other notebook, like the 3D image and paint thing? They can use that on static images if they want to generate like a depth map, or if they want to generate like a 6 video, kind of like a pan in, zoom in type thing
Yeah,
from
yeah.
static images.
Let's do a bonus round of 3D painting.
So this is like this is kind of like a little bit of a hack to get like a 3D sort of I guess model out of your one image. So I'm just gonna share the notebook link. Okay. Okay, so I dropped the link in the Zoom chat, and I'm just gonna go through the notebook and make sure to change a few things. Also, like, remember to when you open the notebook, save a copy in Drive and use that copy so you have it in your Google Drive. I'm just gonna. Okay, so does everybody have it? Should I- So first thing, once you get the notebook, is to run the cells again, and it's just gonna install all the dependencies. Then you run through all these, and then you're gonna get to this cell here. And once we get to that, this is where you're gonna upload the image. And then there's some modifications that has to be made to this argument YAML file, depending on your image type, if it's a JPEG or a PNG. So I'll show you how to modify that. All right. So I just show you, like, I guess, a quick video of what you're gonna get out of it. So essentially what you're doing in this notebook is, like, you're gonna feed in, like, your image, whatever image you wanna use. And then it's gonna output like 4 videos. And what it does essentially is to take the image, and it creates like a depth map out of it. And then from that depth map, it sort of recreates like a 3-dimensional object out of it. And then it creates like this, I guess, pan and zoom in of like the camera view. So it's like rendering around this object. And then you can also get a mesh out of it, but the only issue with that is that the mesh, like, I tested a few, it doesn't really come out as accurate. Like, it might be a little bit too stretched out sometimes. And I'm not sure if it's the reason for that is because these images are kind of like computer generated. So they're not like, they don't have like a realistic depth or like perspective lines that the train model that they're using to predict these depth maps can sort of decipher that. Okay, so it's still installing. All right, so it's taking a little bit of time. Okay, so once I got here, then I can just go here and hit choose files. And then you can pull it from, let's say, where we want to put it. And then upload the image. And then it's gonna go into this folder here. Oops. So once it uploads the image, it's gonna go into this folder here where it says image. But there's like 2 moons that comes with the download of this of the 3D image and painting GitHub. So what you want to do is just delete the moon one, because otherwise it's gonna like run both of them, so it's gonna take a long time. So delete the moon one and just keep the one that you want to run, so your own image. And then once you have that, you're gonna go and scroll down here where it says argument YAML file. And then if you double click on it, you get the YAML file here. And if you scroll down here on line 24, it says image format. So depending if you upload a JPEG or a PNG, and in my case, I uploaded a PNG, you want to change this to that file format. And then you can hit Control Save. There's also some other settings here that you can modify if you want to play around with it a little bit more. So for example, like filter size, and then your depth threshold, so like how far it's going to project, and then some other things like the background thickness, so how far away from the frame is going to be. So you can play around with this. I tried playing around with a few of the parameters, but sometimes it like really distorts it. So that's up to you. These are essentially what the authors of the paper thought were like the best parameters. But this is the most important part, so it works. So you just want to change the image format. And then once you have that, you can hit Control S to save the YAML file and then run this cell here, the Python main. And this is gonna go through your image, and then it's gonna generate a depth map, which is gonna output it here. And then it's gonna generate videos, and they're gonna be outputted here. And then you also get a mesh file of the object, and it's gonna be outputted in this folder. And then you can download it after. So this might take a while to run because it's going to generate a whole bunch of images and depth maps, and then generate the 6-second videos for you. And that should be all. So, all right. If you guys have any questions, let me know.
This is also a good strategy for your studio if you have one rendering and you want to make some animation. Dude, we got to do that AI design competition start to end.
Yeah, I mean, like this is kind of gnarly that it outputs something like this.
Yeah. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so this should take a little bit of time, but that's
But
pretty much it.
dude, like imagine if you're using GPT-3 clip and VQGAN and you get like your studio prompts on day one and you try a different experiment and you're making 3D models and visuals, like so fast feedback time.
Yeah, like it's kind of super wild, right? That's kind of like the possibilities of like if you're able to like figure out a way to combine these technologies and figure out a way to like get your own workflow going in a way that is kind of like interactive, collaborative, and like you can generate like this output fairly quick. Like, you know, you can try a lot of things and see what comes out. So it's really open. It opens a lot of possibilities for like everybody who's like an experimenter.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Looks great. Sometimes like video has some aspect that captures our eye more than like a static image.
Yeah, that's it gives that extra layer of depth, right? That
Mm-hmm.
cool aspect about it. So this is kind of, yeah, this is like a little bit of a hack, but like imagine if you can do this with like the generated VQGAN and clip model, and like once you generate those videos that pan, you can get it where you can, you know, get like a walkthrough. That'd be kind of fascinating.
And also days are near where you have like 3 images and you can have a nerf which will do like all the angles.
Yeah. So there, so that would be kind of like the next step to see how you can then take like the text generation and then get like a sort of walkthrough through and develop a 3D model out of it.
I think we are good for today. So last thing I want to share, I saw Ricardo's comment of does it generate only 4-second video. So what we are doing is here we are running iterations for 1200 times, and down here we are saying where is modify every 10. So we are generating like saving an image every 10 iteration, as you see here. So for 1200 we are getting 120 images, and down here we are running a video of okay every 10 or 15 seconds, and based on that it's making those. So if you want to make longer video, uh, you can either increase the number of iterations, that's one way, or like from 1200 to 3600, that's one way, or you can generate more images by changing modify every to 5 and it will save every 5th image. Or third trick is you can just make slower video by changing this to 5, or like, so those are 3 ways you can tweak around. And I got some back and forth also. So this goes zoom in and it goes back, and then again it will go zoom in. So this is just using sine function, so it can create pretty dynamic. If you just want for reference, the value I'm using is, so one like I, this function is doing rotation and it's like go sine. and this one is using zoom. And because I know I goes to 1200, because I have 1200 iterations, the maximum value 12 into 0.005 is this one. And if you are increasing iterations, you need to change this. But the point is, at the maximum value of this should not be like lesser than -1. This should always be positive. So have multiplication factors accordingly, that for each I value, this is always positive. Otherwise, it'll throw an error. So because sign goes back positive, negative, I get zoom in, zoom out effect. That's the trick. And if you want to see one cool video, you should watch Daniel Russell's. He made like a slurp video. If I find here, it's gonna be. Oh, come on. He posted a lot of stuff. Daniel, do you recall that circular slurp?
Yeah,
video?
but it's probably way down.
Okay, I'll give
I
10
don't
more
remember
seconds.
what
Otherwise,
day.
we'll give it a try.
Akshay is asking if we have a sample of the 3D mesh model. Are you talking about from like the 3D image and painting notebook?
Yeah, from the 3D notebook.
I don't have it on me at the moment. Like it takes me like a while to load, but the way that I can, like, you can download it once you run the notebook from it directly and then open it in Rhino. But you'll see like it's kind of like it just stretches it out a lot for some reason. Sometimes like the images. So it's not like kind of like realistic in that sense. That's why I don't really like use it, but yeah, you can download and check it out.
Dude, this guy.
And then Ricardo, you're talking about the other notebook too, right? Like if it's so you could change the parameters in that YAML file, like the one that I opened, and like tweak them around a bit. I try messing around. I haven't like really changed like the length of the video because they kind of like split the generation by frames per second. So like and then if you change, like I tried changing the number of frames, but it like kind of shortened like some of the videos. So you can mess around with it and see if you get something.
Cool. All right. Final announcement is before we end the session today. I have shared the link of where you can upload your videos. So it's gonna help us to compile everything to present at the end. Cool. So tomorrow, should I make another Google slide for presentation?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'll just make. Students presentation. Cool. So this will be the final link for tomorrow's presentation. Yeah. We look forward to your final explorations and also feedback for the workshop. It was fun for us.
Does anybody was everybody able to run it all the notebooks and get an output?
And if you really like the workshop, we both are accepting Bitcoins, so you can generously donate. I'm kidding. Yeah, feel free to share on your Insta and tag Digital Futures or us. I'm pretty sure like also the people get some inspiration from everyone's work in the whole Digital Future workshops. So thank you, Sila, for your kind comment.
Thank you. Yeah, we try to make it fun and experimental at the same time. So enjoy. Try to give you some pretty cool stuff that we find was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty late. It's like I think like
Yeah.
few weeks, so it's not super popular out there yet.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Fabio. Thank you, Harish.
Oh, should we take a selfie before we end it? I want to take a.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you guys don't mind turning on your camera for an image, dude, it's awesome. We'll wait for 15 more seconds.